Hello, my name is Anna Marie Valentine, and for this week's case study, I picked the picture by Kevin Carter entitled "The Starving Child and the Vulture." Now, the picture basically depicts a vulture waiting for a child to die so it could feed on his carcass. Now, the picture was taken in Sudan in 1993. Now, as a journalist, your job first and foremost is to document the truth at all times, no matter the situation. I understand that the picture received a lot of backlash because Kevin Carter took 20 minutes to help the child. After taking the picture, basically, he waited to see if the vulture would leave, but he waited for 20 minutes, and when the vulture did not leave, he helped the child. He drove the vulture away, and the child was able to go to the feeding camp to get food. So if I was in his situation, I would have done the same thing. As I said before, as a journalist, that is your job. He saw something impactful that the world needed to see, so him taking that picture was just him doing his job, which was exactly what he was in Sudan to do. He was there to take pictures to show the devastation to the whole world, what was really going on, the famine, the disease, the droughts, everything. So he did his job by taking that picture. Now, if I was to take this from the philosopher's point of view, that is Aristotle, Kant, and Mills, they would obviously take it in very different ways in certain aspects. Now, Aristotle is looking at the person, so I feel like he would in some ways approve of the way Carter handled it, because Carter did what he felt was right by taking the picture. Carter knew what he was doing, so he selected the act which he felt like would flourish, and I would as well if I was in his situation. Kant, on the other hand, talks about the action. Now, we need to focus on the maximum action, as he says. He did the right thing by taking the picture so the world would see the devastation that was happening in Sudan at the time. Coming back to Mills, Mills deals with consequences. I do not believe that Carter knew of the grave consequence of him taking that picture. Now, obviously, he knew he was taking that picture for a reason. I believe that he took the picture to show the world, which was his job to do, but it came with a lot of bad sides. It left Carter with a lot of demons because he had to live with the backlash and the conditions and demons that he encountered in Sudan, trying to take pictures of the situation going on. So he left with demons, and he ended up taking his life because of those situations. Now, again, coming back to how, if I was in his situation, how I would handle it. I feel like I would relate my decision more to Aristotle's principle to ethical decision making, because I believe I as a journalist should know why I'm doing what I'm doing. Sometimes it's difficult for people to take their conscience and their morality out of their jobs and the situation that they're in. So I believe Carter knew what he wanted to do, as I said before, which was his job, and so he did what was right, and he seeked out the virtue to flourish in the act, which was taking the picture to show the world. Now, it would be very foolish of us, I believe, in my perspective, for us to blame somebody for doing his job. He was there to document the truth, and he did what he was supposed to do, and he helped the child. Bear in mind, it took 20 minutes. I believe that was the main issue. It took so long, but at the end of the day, he helped the child, and that child survived that situation, even though the child passed away later on, 14 years later, but the child survived that ordeal. So I believe that the picture is controversial because it brought out a reaction. On the topic of controversial pictures, I believe that most pictures that are controversial are because they get people talking, and that is what a journalist is supposed to do. He's supposed to get people to discuss and talk about certain situations that's going on in the world. He took that picture to show people, and I believe that he did what he was supposed to do. I would do the same thing if I was in his situation. I would do my job as a journalist. He did both. He did his job and he helped the child as well. He led the child to, he drove the vulture away, and he saved the child's life at that point. So I believe that even though the picture gained a lot of backlash, I feel like the picture was a good thing that he did. He did his job. He did what he was supposed to do at that time, and that is all he can do. All pictures, this picture and the picture of the godmother and the baby falling from the building, they're all controversial because they get people talking, they get things done. I believe the picture that Carter took brought a lot of help to Sudan because it showed the outside world what was really, really going on, because I feel like people only see the surface of things. Him showing that picture of a child, basically, of a child, you can see he raped, the child was basically dying. I believe it helped the outside world, especially the power of the powerful countries, to see what was really going on in certain parts of Sudan and Africa. So I feel like he brought a lot of help to that country. So I feel like as journalists, that's all we can do, is provide help and to show the world what's really going on. So that's my own take on the situation. Thank you.